Some love stories don't begin with fairy tales. They begin with silence, with struggle, with moments no one posts about. Tonight on More Than Messages, we step into a story about love that didn't disappear when life fell apart. A story about mental health, loss, survival, and a bond that refused to break, even when everything else did. Because sometimes, the strongest love isn't the one that saves you, it's the one that stays. Title: Love Through the Storm. 10 years is a long time to love someone, long enough to memorize their laugh, their silence, and the weight they carry when the world gets heavy. She knew his highs, the way he could light up a room full of ideas, energy, and warmth. But she also knew his lows, the quiet days, the distant stares, the moments when even getting out of bed felt like a victory. Bipolar depression wasn't just something he had, it was something they both learned to live with. When he lost his job, it didn't happen all at once. It started with missed days, then missed calls, then missed pieces of himself. And when he lost his apartment, it felt like everything else collapsed with it. She didn't hesitate. "Come stay with me," she told him. At the time, she was living with her daughter, building a life, holding things together the best way she could. And for a while, it worked. There were dinners together, laughter in the living room, moments that almost felt normal again. But love, especially real love, doesn't live in almost for long. The weight came back. His depression didn't disappear just because he was under a new roof, and her responsibilities didn't pause just because she loved him. There were tensions, unspoken frustrations, days when understanding felt harder than patience. And eventually, the space between them grew too loud to ignore. A year and a half later, he made a decision. He went into a shelter, not because the love was gone, but because sometimes love isn't enough to fix what's broken inside. Still, she didn't leave. She called. She checked in. She reminded him over and over that his story wasn't over. And he held on to that, because even in a shelter, even in the lowest moments, he wasn't alone. 10 years in, their love didn't look like fairy tales. It didn't look perfect, but it looked like showing up, like staying, like choosing someone even when life makes it complicated. Because sometimes, love isn't about saving someone. It's about standing beside them while they learn to save themselves. If you're listening to this tonight, remember this. Some people won't love you in perfect conditions. They'll love you in chaos, in healing, in survival, in the in-between. And sometimes, that kind of love is the most real of all. This was More Than Messages. Until next time, be gentle with yourself and with the people still trying to hold on.